probably more than you know. It's real. I do a lot of networking, and I do a lot of, I meet a lot of realtors all over the province, and this group has given me more every time I come. It's just amazing. I can't remember his name. Dinesh. I got a nugget there. I hope everyone. It's just unbelievable. Thank you. It's unbelievable. Like this, if you listen carefully, there's a nugget no matter where you go, but there's always really, really good ones here. So I'm still a little bit nervous, and I was here a couple of months ago talking about video, and we talked about the importance of setting it up properly, the language of it, and the sound, and the camera, and then the equipment. Remember that?
Yes.
And did you watch the first video that we saw today with the language that was used when he was doing the closed captioning?
Yeah.
The first one, there could have been 15 words up there, and there were 4 or 5 powerful words. Did you read them? It said, "You were meant to read this book."
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
You know,
Yeah.
and then you were meant. You were meant was used twice, and those 2 lines.
NLP, yeah.
Bingo. Then did you see the second one? When the realtor was talking, there wasn't a word in there that meant anything to anybody. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
And that's the message I was trying to get across last time, right? That's the power. Those words, the neuro-linguistic programming that you can build into the script of your video is where the power is. The first video, she was sitting at a dining room table. The second video was sitting in his car, right? Now he was moving. His car was moving. You shouldn't do that anymore. That's against the law. But he would be replacing. But I did one this morning.
It's always been against the law.
There was a time it was questionable. But anyway, I did one this morning. I came out here early and I sat in the parking lot and I did a video. And it was all the way down. I was thinking about what I wanted to say. When I turned the camera on, I did 2 takes, and I got the message across that I wanted to send. But it wasn't about what was in the video. That's not the power. The power is in the words. I was so happy when he did that, because if you when you read that, it was just there. It was just there, and it was the script. And the point of not reading the script, I think it's absolutely excellent. I touched on that, but it's only a minute and a half long. If you prepare, as I said, on Sunday, decide what you want to talk about. Prepare as you're driving from place to place, when you're walking your dog, washing your car. On Saturday or Friday or Saturday, when you block off that 20 minutes to shoot it, it should be internalized. You'll be comfortable. You look right in the camera, right in the lens, make eye contact with that lens, and just say what you want to say for a minute. Smile when you're supposed to smile, and nod when you're supposed to nod, and people will get the message and make that connection. Everyone, that's what I said a couple months ago, and I think everyone kind of picked up on that. So the question is, how many people started shooting video in the last 60 days?
Oh, no.
I've
kept on doing it. I keep doing it.
But how many people have shot video in the last 6 days that hadn't shot before? 2. See, we're perfectly normal, right?
Yeah.
The reality of it is less than 3% of realtors do it.
2 more than last month.
2 more than last month. Yeah, we're working in the right direction.
So if you come every month?
But the thing is, though, now there's something else that was said this morning that I think it's important as realtors that we point out. Dinesh was talking about the big picture of using video for search engine optimization for connecting with people online, right? The big picture is he's marketing to the world.
Yeah.
We are not marketing to the world. We're marketing to the people that we want to target, which is your neighborhood or your community or wherever your market is, right? My market is Coburg, Port Hope, Northumberland County. It's very, very easy for me. That's almost a long tail search term, right? Mm-hmm. So you can optimize your videos targeting specifically geographically where you want to be, and it's even easier to get ranked. It's even easier for Google to find you when someone puts in those search terms. Mm-hmm. You can outstrip the competition like there's no tomorrow. And if I got 2 nuggets today. One was the transcribing, and the second, I do have my videos transcribed, but I've never thought of putting them on my YouTube channel. I'd have them transcribed, and then I would just cut and paste the transcription into my blog post for search engine optimization purposes. So I post my video on every blog, but it doesn't work for Google too well, so I would just have the transcription pasted below. No one would ever read it. It was there strictly for SEO. Doing it on YouTube is great. That's an excellent idea. I forgot the second nugget. Anyway, it'll come back to me. It's important that we remember it's the words. That's the most important part. So, do you want me to do the first part all over again? Because only 2 people picked up on it. Do I have to do it again? But honestly, there's absolutely no question.
We recorded that for those who want to look at it again.
Oh, that's right too. Yeah,
It is,
yeah,
right?
You should have,
I
just go
watched
through,
it.
yeah.
Okay, so
I said thank you.
it's
My blockage is the after.
okay, good. Let's do it.
Forget how to do a video.
Okay, so we're going to shoot the video, and whether you've done it, let's start off with doing it on the digital camera, right? Because that's what I recommend you start with. You've got to transfer it to your computer for editing. That's the first thing you have to do is edit it. So, is there anyone here who doesn't have a computer? Okay, so then we all have editing software, right? If you're Windows-based, you've got Windows, whatever, Movie Maker. Then if you're an Apple person, you've got iMovie. Those are absolutely wonderful editing software packages for starting to work with video. You can do things that are a lot more robust, a lot more complicated, that have a lot steeper learning curve, but you don't need them. If you focus on doing videos like I suggested, where it's a 1-minute video, and all you're doing is your message is crafted in the words you're using, then I think we talked about standing in front of the yacht club or something, just boats going by or whatever. The message is coming out here. If you do it right, all you're going to edit is the first part and the last part. Initially, it's a 1-minute video, but you're just cutting off the two ends. You don't have to do anything in the middle of it, right? You're talking about home inspections, and you're standing in front of the electrical panel with a screwdriver. Whatever you're talking about, it could be insulation or whatever, the message is coming out here. You don't have to show people what insulation looks like. You just don't have to do that. Have a 1 minute, have the message clear enough, so then all you're doing is cutting off the one end and then the back end. So you shot the video, and however your camera talks to a computer, you take out your card. I don't have one in this particular camera. You take out your SD card, or you connect it with a cable to your computer, and you download the file that's the video from your camera onto your computer. Just pick a folder and stick it in the folder, nothing to it. And then you open up your editing software, whatever it is. So you open up, like, I'm a Windows guy, so we're going to do the Movie Maker. So you open up Windows Movie Maker. Depending on which version you have, the interface is going to look different. It doesn't matter. All you look for is the button that says add video, new content, add pictures, whatever. There's a button that says add something.
Or whatever.
Click on
Or a
that.
chat.
And what'll happen is it'll just be like you want to post a picture to Facebook. A little drop-down menu will come.
Can I
You just
claim that?
navigate to wherever you've moved your video to when you transferred it over to your computer. Whatever folder you put it in, just go find that folder. And open that folder and you
The other
find
thing I
that
wanted
video.
to say, again, from a
And then you
legal
double click.
perspective, even
Double
though
click
it's
on
in
the
the
video
fine
and
print
it'll
on the plans
automatically be moved over to your software program. It'll just be there. It'll just appear there.
If you don't
The important
explain
thing
what
to
that
remember
means,
is
and later on
what
there's
you're
an
looking
issue,
at in your
you can
video
still be
editing
held liable.
software is a
So what's a
copy
really
of
good
the
idea,
video.
a good
The original one
practice,
is still
is
back
that you
over
actually
here.
get them to initial
Okay?
that
So whatever
clause
you do
on those
here, it
things
doesn't
that the
matter.
buyer's rep.
So
Yeah,
just
yeah,
start
yeah.
clicking.
Just
Just start
guess
clicking.
what?
That's all you have to
As
do.
long as you disclose it
Figure
up
out
front,
if
it's
you,
not
it'll
gonna
show up
be-
somehow, and again, the interfaces are all a little bit different, but
It's- I mean,
there'll be
feel a
a
lot
cursor,
easier.
you'll see a
Because
black
there's-
line
there's
somewhere
such a
on the
thing called
timeline.
buyer amnesia
Take your
and
mouse and try and
television.
drag it
It
across and
happens.
see what happens.
Maybe
There'll
they
be a
may
little
remember-
Windows
But only
logo,
100%
play it
of the
and see
time.
what happens.
for them. But the point is, why not? And then they say,
So
is
then
that your
you decide
initial?
you
Yeah,
want
well
to
then
cut it
obviously
something.
review
You
it.
gotta cut off the front, because you're gonna get you
That's
looking at
what-
the camera and touching the button and doing all that stuff. So just move the timeline along until you think that's where you wanna start it, and then look for the button that says edit, or cut, or
Yeah,
split,
that's good
or
practice.
something,
Just to
sometimes
make
a
sure
verb.
that
Yeah.
they're
You click
aware
on
of
it and see
that,
what it's
even though
good.
it's.
Yeah.
Ages tail commission.
Yeah.
How are you matching?
Yeah.
Like that happening in text, how are you matching it to what?
So I don't know how you would.
You're not doing that at all.
So like
Don't even
Lawrence
think about that. You don't do that.
background
Okay, all you're looking at now is the video that you've done, and there is no text, it's just
Maybe
the
someone
sound.
in your
There's no text at all.
neighborhood,
One thing,
Google
if you have a
information or
Mac
something
computer
like
for
that,
Apple for
and then
$100 a year,
close the business.
you can pay
If
Or,
you're-
or
if you're
somebody
interested
who
in
works in
doing
the
that.
film industry as a
Whatever.
props
one-on-one
person,
Yeah, yeah.
perhaps.
for an hour. If you
There's
book
many
the same
people
time,
who
you
could
book
probably fit
365
this.
days a
But then
year,
you wanna have that
can
little
become
easy to make
technical.
sure you're comfortable with them.
Oh, God. But you can go there and they will teach you
One of
how
the
to
things
do.
is,
I
actually it started by accident, my wife has a new
Oh,
line.
absolutely, you can do that, there's no question.
Everything in the
But
house.
there's no
is
words.
money.
Yes, sir.
But she has
2
become
weekends ago,
quite
my husband
the
and I were
expert
on
Facebook selling
I'm the
rooms.
least techy
Not
person, I still have trouble
there's
finding
a company now called Garage.
Yes, I
Sale.
read a blog, but
Garage
I'm not
Sale
techy.
was the beginning of
And
it.
so
Garage
all we
Sale
had
dot com.
technology wise, we didn't even
Which is
have a
community
computer
by
up
community,
there.
very
It was my
advanced, in
iPad.
fact, has
So
a huge
I
sum
said,
of money coming
cool,
in
I'll
because it's
film
the
it.
next Craigslist.
So I
It's
filmed
much
him,
organized.
and
You can
then
search
was
for
like,
things,
okay,
and
now
it's
what?
much safer
And
type of
all I
thing.
had was
And I finally
iMovie
got her
on
to
my
compose it
iPad,
all,
which I
so
had
I
never
could
used.
use that as
And
part
I
of it.
went
But
and
I'm
I
getting to the
Googled
point now where
how
somebody
to
needs, say,
use
okay, we need to
iMovie.
get rid of that big huge hardest table.
And I
and
watched
go
a
get
20-minute video, and I
I'll have them
edited
pick it
his
up
video, and I
online,
went,
and they'll buy it for $100.
Anyway.
It is. Now, there's a slight difference there.
It's so easy.
It's absolutely easy, but there's a difference, just a slight difference there. When I talk about cutting it, when you're on your song, when you're on your desktop or your laptop, you're gonna cut it by moving the timeline someplace and look for a button that says cut, splice, or whatever, right? And when you hit that button, the time that you're looking at, it'll be split into two pieces.
With the coach she really liked.
Right? It'll be split into two pieces wherever your cursor is. So then you select the part you don't want. Just click on the part you don't want.
Highlight.
Highlight it. Sure, just highlight the part you don't want and hit delete.
She wants, she goes,
And it's
okay,
gone,
okay,
right?
that's 200
And
bucks.
then
What can I
at the
sell
other
for?
end of the video, at the end, you're gonna wanna cut that off too. The part where you say,
Literally walking out the door,
have your call to
walking
action,
out the
right?
door, I had
And you
to
to let
leave
people
2
know
items
who you
on
are, have your call to action, let me pause and smile just for a couple of seconds.
And it's all.
And then you go and turn the camera on.
organized,
So you have that little pause so that you can cut it off when you don't look like a nut, right? It's important.
You never would have.
No, honestly, the first thing, you always start off by looking at the camera, and you always finish by looking at the camera, and that's the end of it, right? So you look for that little pause, and then put your time, your cursor there, look for that verb again, split it, hit the end you don't want, delete it, your video's done in terms of cropping.
Get rid
You're
of it,
finished with
these are
it.
the ways to do it. And, it's
Easy
quite-
peasy. If you don't like it, if you, let's say you cut off the last part, and you missed the last word, that's not a problem. Just exit, like, even if you don't wanna delete that thing,
Oh,
or
thanks, no, I have to be
edit
on
or
next
exit,
month, you just told me
leave the
next my
program,
assistant.
reboot it,
Just tell me.
come back and go back to your folder.
You can do two of them.
Double click on it.
Jonathan, thank you.
Just
We've
keep
got
going.
Dave has got quite a lot to say.
You
on
can't go
videos.
wrong.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Oh, 1 second.
Absolutely simple. Now that's that first part. Now with a touch screen like an iPad or an iPhone or one of the other smartphones, if you have the right app for it, you don't even have to cut it. All you do with an iPad, I didn't bring one with me. When you open up, it's okay. When you open up your iPad and you see the video on your timeline, all you have to do is touch one end of the video and move your finger across, and you'll see the video starting to shrink. It's almost like you're shoving the video back underneath itself. You just push it across and watch your little screen. It'll show you what's happening. When you get to the part where you're just standing looking at the camera, take your finger off, you're done.
Wow.
It couldn't be easier, honestly. So, you've got the raw video cropped. Now, if you wanted to have an introduction image, instead of just have the video start with you talking, if you wanted to do that, then all you'd have to do is find an image that you want. You could go on to Google and find an image, or you might have a picture of a house or whatever it might be. Wherever you have that image stored on your computer, all you have to do is look for the add content or add picture button. Click on that. Again, it's just like adding a picture to Facebook. You get the drop-down window, navigate to wherever on your computer that picture is, double-click that picture, and it'll automatically be brought over onto your screen. Now, if it's brought into the wrong place, let's say it's a picture you want at the start of your video, but for some reason it went to the end of your video, doesn't matter, just grab it with, like as if you were trying to drag and drop. Just grab it and move it to wherever you want to put it. It's there. At the end of your video, again, you want to be RICO compliant, because this is advertising. Every video you do is advertising. So you have to have an image that is that's compliant with requirements. You can do that if you're handy. You can create an image. If you're not handy, you can take a picture of your sign and just have that picture on your computer somewhere. So at the end of your video, add content, navigate to wherever that picture of your sign is, and double click it and bring it in. And now that picture will automatically play for, I think on Windows Movie Maker, I think it plays for 4 seconds or something. If that's too long, you just cut it off. Just put your time cursor on it and make it a shorter. Because it doesn't have to be there that long, right? Just cut that picture off a little bit, and then you've got the length that you want. Is everybody with me with this? Yeah. Like there's nothing to it. So now you've got the start of your video, you've got the center of your video, and the end of your video with a picture. And if you played it all together now, you'd see the picture, you'd see the video, then you'd see the next picture. It kind of should be like there's a sharp transition between them, right? So now look for the part of on
Fade
the...
in, fade out.
Yeah, that's right. They're called transitions, right? So look for the transition button and just click on that, and all of a sudden, the world will open up before you. There's just, it's unbelievable. All kinds of things you can do. So you put your cursor where you want the transition, you highlight the piece you want to have the transition on, and just pick the one you want. And it can be a fade in or a fade out, or opening up like shutters, or all kinds of different stuff. And then move to the next one and do it again. And within 10 minutes, you can have a really nicely edited, clean video.
And
that
then you can
plays
add
well.
music.
You can add music if you choose to, absolutely. And then if, with Windows Movie Maker, you don't add music. With iMovie you can, it's the can stuff, right? And so if you wanna do that, that's an option you can get to. I would suggest you don't do that initially, because you want people to hear your voice, and the first couple of you probably won't be comfortable speaking so much. So don't dress it up too much initially, but you can do that.
Dressing it up will help, because you
Well,
sound so bad.
No, that's just,
Yeah, but you've got to be careful too with what music you put, because if it's copyright, then they put you off.
No,
absolutely,
all
yeah,
kinds of free
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Has to be licensed for music and stuff.
As you move through it, it can become a lot more complicated, a lot more interesting, a lot more attractive, and all that stuff. I honestly believe, I honestly believe the most powerful videos that I see are ones where people are just speaking as themselves with a very simple message. I would suggest, like I said last time, it's not about the show. Don't make it about the show. Make it about the message. People pick up on it. Yeah.
On the simple programs like Windows Movie Maker or iMovie, if you're putting a picture in, can you replace part of the video with the picture but continue to have your voice go over the picture?
Initially, you couldn't, and I haven't used Windows Movie Maker in a long time. I can't tell you whether you can or not, honestly.
So you're using specialty programs?
Well, yeah, I upgraded to a Sony movie making package, because remember when I started, Windows Movie Maker was really rudimentary, and I didn't have, and the equipment wasn't what it is today either. So I had to record on one apparatus and get my video in a different apparatus and find a way to put them together. And you can't do that with Windows Movie Maker. It's not sophisticated enough to do that. So I bought a $50 program. Like, you bought a $50 program.
You can use it in PowerPoint, actually, make a PowerPoint presentation, put a video clip in there, and you put music to it, and actually, if you want to talk through
You
it.
don't know how to make
Sure.
Actually, you can do that, Mark, with Movie Maker, which is there's a couple of tricks, because you can
Okay,
add
good.
sounds, and usually you can adjust the level of the sound, so you may have to, while the video, where you're talking, you may have to drop that one and then put the other sound up above. Can be a little tricky, but it is possible to do it.
So it can be.
Yeah,
So,
the
okay.
program
Find a video
that
that-
Dave is alluding to, it's only $50, but the learning curve is a little.
It's a very steep learning curve. Yeah, you're not, yeah.
But you go Movie Maker.
Yeah, a lot of the video programs, I know I'm more used to Camtasia. The audio track and the visual track are separate, so that you can, the audio track you just keep running right through, you just cut the video to insert your picture or your chart or whatever you want, and then
That's
go
why I
right back
wondered
to it.
about Movie Maker or iMovie, if you can do that.
Yeah.
iMovie for sure you can do it. Movie
Yeah,
Maker.
iMovie
Yeah.
you would be able, you haven't used Movie Maker yet.
There's absolutely, once you get started, there's absolutely no limit. There's absolutely no limit to what you can and can't do.
And then what do you do when you're finished your video?
Okay, we're gonna get to that.
Okay.
But before we get to that, there's a couple things I wanna get back up to, right? If it's okay.
It's okay.
When I was here a little while ago, we talked about, remember when we talked about this thing? And Kirby was here, remember?
Yep.
And Kirby had his one that swung around, remember that? And we
Yeah.
talked about that, and that was great. And this is my Bluetooth one. And I never really used it, to be honest with you. But anyhow, I wanted to bring it this today because I wanted you to see something. There's two parts to this assembly, right? You've got the stick. And see, now look at this one. It's just like, it's crap, to be honest. Somebody brought this back from Florida because it had Bluetooth, but just wiggle it. You wouldn't believe how wiggly it is. Just, if you were just taking one picture, it'd be fine, but just shake the hand, it's just amazing. But anyway, you can hear it. It's just jiggly as can be. $20, right? $20. The X shot that I showed you a couple months ago, $20. They all cost about the same, but be careful about when you buy them. Take it out of the package and check it out, because this one, you couldn't walk and shoot a video with this one. It would, like, the camera would be doing this on you, and that's not good, right? The part that attaches it to the phone, to the other, right, to the stick, that's really important. You can buy these for 10, 15, $20. The important thing is to look at this part of it, the part that attaches to the monopod. Look for one that has a metal insert. If you look in here, there's metal. I don't want to say the cheap ones because they're all the same price, but there's a lot of them out there that's all just molded plastic. Okay? The molded plastic with the metal thread has a real, it's possible, it's very easy for it to break, to strip out, right? So we're talking $20, right? $700, right? This is the most important part of the whole part of it, right? So be careful to shop a little bit and make sure you get one that has a metal insert. So that, because I'll do this riding my bike, I'll do it, you know, like in a boat, you'll do it all over the place. The last thing you want to have is for something to nick and have all of a sudden your phone go someplace where it's not supposed to go. Right? I want to make sure, after I left the other week, I thought, we didn't talk about that. After you've shot your video and after you've edited it, then you save it. And again, that's just as intuitive as it can be. Look for the part that says save. Look for the button that says save, okay? And then in Windows Movie Maker, at one time, if you hit the save button, you'd get another little drop-down window. There's a lot of different ways you can save it.
Save
because
as.
Pardon me?
Save as.
Well, okay, we're just, okay, save or save as, but there's if you're using your video on the internet, it'll save it one way. If you want to use it, like put it on a CD, it'll save it another way. And the reason for that is, videos are all different size files. On a computer, you don't need a really big file. If you want to put it on a CD and project on a big screen, then you need to have a large file for that. That's why, if I didn't mention at all, the Sony video cameras are going out and buying a real video camera that you can pick up for $2,500 or something. Take theater quality video. The files are so big, it's hard to manipulate them. It's hard to even just download them. You got a tremendous amount of bandwidth going all the time. So if you're using your videos for the internet, then a simple small file will work. So click save, look for the appropriate place you're going to save it. Click on that and it'll ask you where you want to put it. Just navigate to whatever folder you want it in, just like you're writing a letter or anything else, and just hit save. It'll go over to there and it'll be saved in the right format for you. You can't go wrong. And your original video is still in the folder you started with. Right?
Right.
So if, let's say for instance and I didn't do this, I've lost a lot of videos I've made over the years, but I would suggest you pick up an external drive, take all that original content and store it someplace, because a year or two from now you may find that your editing skills have improved, or you may find, what I found honestly was a lot of my videos, I made them before the iOS system even existed, before the smartphone existed. So my videos wouldn't play on an iPad. A lot of my early stuff wouldn't play. I had to re-edit it and re-save it in the right format for the iOS, because in 2008 and 2009 they didn't even exist, so we weren't saving for that kind of firm.
From the iPhone, usually, like I've done a few videos, but you can actually shoot it, I think it's 45 seconds to a minute, and then you're able to email it or post it right to Facebook right from then. You can edit right on,
You have to edit, yeah.
on your phone, but if you make it, is it 45 seconds or a
I
minute?
think it's 45 seconds.
I think it's 45 seconds,
Those are the
because Joe
ones that
Barrett,
play on.
honestly, he's
And you have
tested
no
it.
editing, nothing to do. You
Yeah.
just
Oh,
post it.
absolutely. Well,
Anything longer than that, it gets blocked by most firewalls. That's the other thing. If you're trying to send it to somebody else, most firewalls will block it after 45 seconds.
okay, so let's
No,
talk
no,
about that too.
what he's saying is that
No.
on your actual phone.
Nobody's saying it.
No, but I'm just saying, if you don't want to go through the editing and all
Yes,
that
yes.
stuff,
Yeah.
just practice to make a thing just
Yeah.
40 seconds or
Yeah.
30 seconds.
Oh,
And
yeah.
we can say a lot in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
just
Well,
start short,
Yeah.
and that way you have no editing, no.
That's what I do. That's probably 7 out of 10 of my videos are exactly that now, because but just a minute, because I have created critical mass for my video content on my websites, and as I said, it's important that you have whole videos. There's no question about it. Build a catalog of whole videos, lifestyle videos, community videos, buying process videos, selling process videos, all that information that'll give value, demonstrate your value to people that find you online. Build those videos with language to draw where people identify what their challenges are going to be. Show them that you understand what they're doing. Use language that pulls them into the story so they see themselves, right? Do those. Those are powerful, powerful videos. Do those. But lifestyle videos, I've been doing videos since 2008. I live in a town of 12,000 people, right? There's only so much lifestyle to talk about. You know, like, we have a beautiful harbor. We put the boats in and out, like every year. Every spring they go in, every fall they come out. They do it every year. I did it 2 years in a row. I did videos about it. The third year I thought, I can't do that again. You know, I just reposted one of the old ones.
You have to commit a murder just to find
Well,
something
exactly.
fun.
There's so much to talk about. So what I've started to do, and I've been doing it for the last couple of years, is I do exactly what you were saying. Videos that are more for connecting either individually or with a group of people as opposed to a broad spectrum, right? And the one I did this morning, when we were talking about mics last time too, we didn't talk about these. When you start using your smartphone for video, this is a tremendous microphone. It's tremendous. So like this morning, I thought about the video I wanted to make, and I was doing it for a Facebook group. Real Estate Corner's having a thing next month, and I'm going to be one of the speakers, and they asked me to do a video about it. So I just sat out in the parking lot and I got out my iPhone and I put it in my holder and I did my, I don't know how long it was, 25 or 30 seconds, 50 seconds, whatever it was. But in order to do that, I went to the Facebook group page and I hit post, like I wanted to write a post, and then I hit the camera button on my phone, so then you can post a picture, right? And then you can change the picture to a video. So I shot my video right on the stream, and when I was having, again, I was comfortable with what I was going to say. I hit the start button, and with the iPhone, there's about a second pause between hitting the button and it actually starts to film. So you can touch the button and bring your hand back, and it doesn't look like you don't see your big finger in the middle of the screen, right? And you can then you say what you want to say, and I was comfortable with that. I finished it. I turned it off. Now you do see a little bit of your finger going up to shut it off, and then it'll play back for you to see whether you like it or not. If you're comfortable with it, you hit post, and it goes automatically right into the Facebook stream. If you're not comfortable with it, you just hit the button and do it again. But where that is extremely powerful, and I did it for about 1.5 years on my Facebook page every day when I'd see whose birthday it was, and I would go to their wall, and I'd find something in the background, whatever it was, and I would say, "Hey, this is Dave Chomitz, your real estate buddy, 60 miles east of Toronto, and something special happened today. It's your birthday. I just wanted you to know that I want you to have a really good day. We've never met online. How many people do you know online or that are friends you never met, right? We've never met online or in face-to-face, but I really like what you do online. I find it really interesting. I hope you have a really good day with your family today." And just stop. Put it on their wall. Hit post. Do it 3 or 4 or 5 times a day, how many birthdays you have. And I'll tell you what, that's the most powerful tool I've ever found for video. No kidding. People love it. Their friends love it. They share it. They may have 500 people say happy birthday, they'll get one video that says happy birthday.
That's a good idea.
Wow.
Because I'll do a comment and say happy birthday, but I'll never do a video.
Yeah, no, do the video. And then it's really easy. Like, you know, get something in the back.
Whoa.
I have one vocal cord, not a lot.
Okay, but the trick to that is always start off with who you are, right? Use that video as a tool. Always start off with, this is who I am. I'm your real estate friend.
Can you do that and post that to our Facebook page? Because honest to God, I want to start doing that next week.
I'd be happy to do that. And last time I'm not on the Facebook page.
You will be now.
Oh, sure. Yeah, okay, happy to.
Yeah,
So,
you're already on.
That's a powerful way to use the video, and that's short and sweet. The challenge, though, is, and those you don't care about, but like if I might do what would seem like a spontaneous right to Facebook video, I didn't keep them all. So as you shoot them, keep them. That's one recommendation I'll be giving you, just start saving and keeping them. We didn't talk about it, but we're going to talk about posting to YouTube and that as well with your finished product. The other powerful part of, another way to use video that's extremely powerful is with email. Is anyone doing that? There's BombBomb, there's several applications for that. Using BombBomb? Does everyone know what that is? No. It's possible to make a video and send that video by email so that when someone receives the email, they get what looks like a player window. Instead of any script or any text, it looks like a player window. If they click on the little arrow, it automatically opens up in another window and plays the video for them. They can't not watch it. And I would suggest to you, I haven't used it a lot. I've used it 5 times. And in every instance, I've won.
What's the name again?
Well, it's the BombBomb. There's several platforms.
Remember
that will
we
do
had
that.
co-video for how many years?
BombBomb.
Yeah.
Is it BombBomb or
BombBomb.
B-O-M-B?
B-O-M-B.
Or co-video. Co-video.com, or there's iJot. You can use iJot.
iJot will do it. The thing is,
iJot's really different though. I used to use iJot and I've just switched to BombBomb and I love it.
you love it.
It's
And
so easy.
it's easy to do, and this is an opportunity for you to have that one-sided conversation. You can really think about the message you're trying to send.
What message do you send? I'm just curious.
I use it for everything, from birthdays to, I use it for lead response. So now when I get a lead, instead of emailing them back, I send a video back. And that has been
Wow.
tremendously powerful.
Absolutely.
Makes a huge difference.
Tremendous difference.
And
Tremendous
it-
difference.
I don't know, does
I thought she
BombBomb?
was old and outdated. Now look at her.
Yeah, no, really.
Now,
Or when you just
Nothing
get
but
a,
honesty from Michelle.
Now,
Yeah.
let me ask a question on BombBomb. Does it have the feature like co-video does where the respondent can give you a video
Yes,
reply?
yes, they
So
can.
it's, yeah, it's not too many of them do
Although I
it.
have only actually had one person do that.
Yeah, I've only had a
Most
couple.
people have responded, and they respond right away.
Yeah.
They're just amazed
Absolutely.
that they've gotten that. And, you know, the one client who responded by email, who was not yet a client, it was in response to a lead, The third one we did, because she'd respond by email, by the third one, she's toasting me with her glass of wine. And in the end, I have never met her. The deal hasn't closed yet. I sold her a condo. She was in BC. We did it all through FaceTime. I walked with her through the condo and showed it to her and everything else.
I love it.
We're like best buddies, and we've never met, and we've done it all by video.
God.
Bingo,
That's
bingo.
great.
That's a great example.
It's been amazing.
The power to connect,
I love
right? The
that.
ability to connect with people, it's unbelievable. But you gotta look into the camera, you gotta use all those same
Yeah.
techniques that we talked about 2 months ago.
And be
You
yourself.
use it right there, be yourself, have that message. If you watch, like on Joe's site, the by referral only site that Joe talks about, have a video made so that when you take a listing, send that thank you video off and say, listen, this is what we're doing next, this is the next thing you should expect. Help people understand the process, right? When you go for a listing appointment, send people a thank you video. It's so nice to meet you, you know, and I really appreciate it. I think I do a good job for you, all that stuff. Structure your language, structure your message, and send it out. It's it's so real, like it's so unique for people to get it, they can't help but watch it, and they don't even realize the hypnotism you're pulling on. You know? It's true, it's absolutely true. You know that if you've got your message structured.
Into our
plans.
Yeah, the best thank you I ever got for doing a presentation was an agent, and I presented up in Newmarket, and before I even got home. When I got home, I had a video there thanking me for the presentation and what the ahas were and the whole bit. And yeah, it's stored.
It's absolutely wonderful. Yeah.
Can you talk about posting direct to YouTube?
Absolutely, yeah, let's do it right now, let's do it right now. What time am I done? Saying?
We've got another 24 minutes.
Oh, okay, that's lots of time, all right. Okay, so if you shot the video, you saved it on your computer someplace, right? Now I do this 2 ways, and I believe very strongly in doing this 2 ways. I want that video that I've made, I want it on my blog site, I want it on my websites, I want it where people are gonna find me, right? I don't want that video on YouTube. I should say, I don't want YouTube on my website or on my blog. I want to have total control of everything that's on my website. And YouTube they change the rules as you go. Sometimes you can shut off the other related videos, sometimes you can't, sometimes there's ads, sometimes there's this, sometimes there's that. I don't like the idea of constantly having to watch what's happening on my website, and I really don't like the idea of someone. Yeah.
Sorry, I have no idea how to shut this off.
That's all right.
And I think it's your mom FaceTiming me.
Just
And I
say,
have no idea.
just say decline, all you have to do is say decline.
I'm sorry. This thing is new.
Pick it up, slam it against the ground.
That's all right, that's all right.
Close
Okay,
it.
does anybody know FaceTime? Because I have no idea what it is. It's
Put her on.
Carol, so just, let's talk to her. I have no idea.
Is Carol Hammer?
No, Carol Clark Rose. See, I don't know how to shut this thing off.
Close it.
Just
Turn
turn it. I'll talk over it.
Start and it'll turn off.
I tried shutting everything off. I apologize.
Let Mark answer it, it's a
Turn
surprise.
the whole thing off.
That's okay, guys. We'll just-
I apologize.
Ignore it.
So, I want to have control of what's on my websites of my own content.
Close it.
So
I did.
For that, I use a private web hosting service. There's a number of places you can host your videos privately, like Vimeo, or I use a Canadian service called Easy Web Video. They're out of Almont, Ontario. When I first started shooting video with YouTube, I didn't even know YouTube existed. I had no idea what I was supposed to do with it once I shot them. So these companies, these other platforms operate exactly the same as YouTube, only you have control of the content. You have control of the ads, you have control of how they function. So I have an account at Easy Web Video. I think it's $20 a month or $30 a month.
EASY or?
Just, yeah, Easy Web, EASYWEB. Yeah. Pardon me?
Why not use Vimeo? Isn't it
Well, when I started off, Vimeo you couldn't use commercially at the time. I got kicked off of Vimeo because I was using mine for business. And there was one called Exposure Rooms back in 2009. Exposure Room, I had 25 videos up, and one day they all went dead because I was breaking their terms of service. I kind of learned the lesson the hard way, so I thought, I can't do this. I got to find some way to do it and have better control. Easy Web Video is a great interface. It's a great job. They're really fast. They're very reliable. 100%. They've never been down. It's great. So I'll upload my video to that private place, and then I will embed that video the same as you would with YouTube. Embed that video on my blog site, on my website, wherever I want to use it. That's where I'll put it. That's for that part of my business. And now I still want, as we heard this morning, I want the search engine optimization value of my video as well. So then I'll take that video again and I'll go to my YouTube channel, and you all should have a YouTube channel. You don't, and when you go to YouTube, constantly think about search engine optimization. Don't think about you and don't think about brand. Think about search engine optimization. So when you get a YouTube channel, give it a name that's gonna be keyword rich. Mine is Coburg Real Estate. Can you imagine? That's my YouTube channel, Coburg Real Estate. Because when people search for Coburg Real Estate, I want the title of my channel is very well optimized for that, right? So whatever your neighborhood is, whatever you want to be known as, give your channel a name that is agrees with that. Got your channel. And then you upload your video. Is there any questions on how to actually do that? Okay, so you just upload the video. Now, as we heard this morning, when you upload the video, you have an opportunity to fill in some blanks. You fill in a title. Give it a keyword-rich title. And again, this morning's conversation was worldwide. Narrow yours down. Think about what you're targeting. Include in that title part of your target, right? I have Coburg Real Estate in every title I have. Every video I do is called, how to buy Coburg Real Estate, or a new house in Coburg Real Estate. Or something doesn't have to make sense, like a red picnic table, Coburg Real Estate, doesn't matter. Because the search engines don't know what the sentence actually means, they just know the words that are in it, right? So make sure you get the keywords in your title. You have the opportunity to add tags. That's the next box down, and I guess we saw that this morning. You just type in whatever you want to type in. I normally, I get tired around 9. I've never put in as many as he had, but just type in all the words that you think people might use when they're looking for the services you provide in the area you provide them, so that when they put those words into the search engine on Google, Google will find those words on your tags because you're flagging those words as being important, right? And what you hopefully have done as you've crafted the language of your video, you've got those words in your video as well. It only makes sense to do that. So then when you do your transcription, like we saw today, then you put that transcription in the description box, and Google will read those same keywords that you've already got in the title of your video, you've got them in your tags, and you've got them in the transcript. It all runs together. It all feeds together. And the strength of it is unbelievable. You index faster, you rank higher. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
The one thing I was hoping to catch him before he left, I thought I was hoping he was going to stay around, because the one thing I've always heard is in your description box, which is the third box down, the first thing you put in is the URL of your website. I don't know that that's true, but I've heard it from people who should know better, should know. So the first thing you put in is the URL of your website, and the full one, http://www. whatever your website is. And that becomes a live link. That's a backlink to your website from Google. I mean, just imagine how powerful that is for your website. But I've always been told that if it's not at the very first, it doesn't count. So I don't know if that's true or not, but I would suggest to you err on the side of caution and always put it in. Then put in your transcription if you're going to do that. And it's and as I kind of smiled this morning when he said it. He said sometimes he just puts those words in. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. Add some keywords.
This may be such an obvious thing, but it goes into your description, right? Your description? Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah. And as I say, then proofread it and add a few keywords here and there, and put in a comma and add, like Brampton Real Estate a couple of times. And because the search engines, you won't get penalized for that. And the more times those keywords show up, the more power people think they have, right? Or the more power Google thinks you have.
Use the word power with the word Brampton in the same sentence. I'm just saying, Michelle.
Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Any questions?
Somebody did come to speak with us that said if you overuse words, it can come against you.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I've heard that.
Like
And I'll
if
tell
you
you
use
what,
them too much or.
I've heard that too, and I have used them
That
until
was
I get
you.
tired of typing them, and I've never suffered a penalty for it. So
Okay.
within
You
reason.
put them in different combinations and you add different words with it, you get your keywords in there.
That's a great point, because you could have real opportunities for estate planning in Coburg, and in that sentence, I
You've
got
got
Coburg
real
real estate,
estate.
right?
Yeah.
So the keywords are still there,
Ah,
right?
clever.
It's just a way of manipulating the system, and at the moment, again, look at this room. We've got, in the last 60 days, we've got 2 people start shooting video, right? How much competition is there?
I've done it, but I didn't, I hired somebody.
Okay, and that's an option if you choose to. That's absolutely an option if you choose to. And some folks want to go that route. I think that, in my opinion, the power of the video is making the connection with the person that's watching the video and then getting to know you and like you and trust you before they meet you.
Well, look at Mark as an example. I mean,
Yeah.
the blogging and now video, man, she's untouchable in
Yeah.
Collingwood.
Absolutely.
She's
Absolutely.
created a relationship over how many years through her blog? Now people can go back 8 years and read something that she wrote 8 years ago.
And it's just as relevant, probably, a lot of it's just as relevant, right? And that's the power of it. And the other thing too that we talked about, that we heard about this morning, was the lead generating using search engine optimization. And then I would suggest you were talking about the lead generating you're getting out of your blog. Each of those are generating leads, but you're generating a better filtered lead. You're getting a better quality lead because you're already building a relationship with people before they contact you, right? With a pay-per-click, they're just people that are just randomly out there, you just show up on their stream or whatever, and they just click on it for curiosity.
They just want her wine with that label.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it.
You.
We still have to do that.
Yeah.
So, are there any questions? I'm not used to doing it in a couple of different days, so I wanted to. Anything?
Just have to go do it.
Well, yeah, so, I mean, is there anybody think they might like to try it in the next, yeah?
You wanna come to my office and teach me?
You know what, I have to come to your office anytime.
Are you
It's,
going direct live the night before you wanna hang out?
I'm hoping to come the night before, I'm not sure yet, I'm hoping I can, I'm hoping I can.
Who's going direct live?
When is it?
Okay, are you a member of Real Estate Corner?
No.
Okay. There's a great Facebook group that Jenny from, Oakville started.
We should let him finish first.
Oh,
Okay, all right, well, actually, I think I'm almost done, but it's, the reality of it is that in the last probably 3 years, I probably spoke to 3,000, maybe 4,000 real estate agents using video. It's always about the same presentation, and it's always because I know the results that I get, and I know how powerful it is. The reality of it is, this room's, and I'm really surprised, to be honest with you, because I expected more. Because of what you
I'm
know.
so disappointed in you people.
No, honestly,
I'm
because most folks don't understand the power of language in our business. The power I don't want to use the word persuade because it's a positive thing. The power is a positive thing. But most agents don't even think about that. They just don't, right? Where because we're involved with the by referral only and we watch Joe and all that stuff, we have a greater understanding or appreciation of building that structure into our lives and into our practice. And I gotta tell you, in 25 years, I've never seen anything like video for leveraging that skill to build stronger relationships and to make easier money. I've never seen anything like it in my life. I think give it, but you just can't make one. You gotta commit to making one a week. You know, take an hour a week. Make a commitment to spend 40 hours at it. Do one a week for 40 weeks. And I'll tell you what, you will find a tremendous difference. I'll tell you, and it won't take you more than an hour. It really won't. Well, the first one might take a little longer, but a couple of weeks in, you'll be less than an hour. Shooting, editing, uploading, optimizing, the whole 9 yards, done. And then once you've got that done, then you can, you put it on your blog. You go to Facebook and say, I just put a new post on my blog, and drive people back to your blog. Because on your blog, they can engage with you, right? I always say to people, don't post your video directly to Facebook unless it's one that you want people to share, like a birthday one. But if I do a good video about like a lifestyle video for my community, I put it on my blog, and then I post a link on Facebook to my blog so I can use it to drive people from Facebook where they can't do anything, they can't connect with me at all, drive them back to my blog where there's, right beside the video, there's a call Dave. Sign up for my newsletter button. There's all kinds of ways that they can engage with me, right? So use it as a tool to bring people back to your website. It's just one little cog in the wheel. But you'll get a greater turnover, you'll get a greater reaction from that than you will just saying, oh, I just put up a new blog, take a look.
Anybody have any other questions? I have a couple of, where do you buy those gizmos? You mentioned the good ones.
The good ones. Well, honestly, Zan, you can get them.
Shaky stick.
You can get them all over the place.
You showed us last time one.
This is my X shot. Yeah, this is my X shot. Now, again, I bought this one 3 years ago, 3 years ago.
What's it called, Dave?
It's called an X shot, but they don't even make them anymore.
Oh, it's called what?
X shot.
Selfie stick.
It was made originally for
X
the
shot. Okay.
X shot. Yeah, see, now that one actually
It
has
must have been the Coburg accent.
Oh,
Threw me off.
and that one actually has a thread on the bottom of the handle as well, so you can put it on
Yeah,
the
I see that.
side.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and no, at the other end as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but
Oh, yeah.
and it was created for sports photography, guys who were skiing down the hill or surfing or whatever, right? So it's a little bit heavier duty. It was $20, but I had to order from San Diego. It cost me more in customs and freight than it did to get the piece of equipment, right? But today, in the world we live in today, you can buy them almost anywhere. But so it's not a matter of finding them, it's a matter of being careful with what you get.
Yes.
Because the difference between, if you want to, like, the difference between these and those is just.
Yeah, this one's solid at the end, where that one was wobbly.
It's just absolutely wobbly.
And
Yeah.
the lavalier mics, where do you get those too? Like,
Well,
I
again, the
use
lavalier mic, I bought my lavalier mic, and there's absolutely no limit to these. I bought this one at the source for $12 on clearance.
Wow.
But you can buy, I bought another one at Henry's for $39, and it came with the adapter, so you could use it on an iOS system or a regular phone system. You can spend 30 or 40 bucks, you can spend $400. The truth of the matter is, for the computer, if you're trying to do show quality, if you want to create a commercial for the they're going to play at the theater, you know, or whatever, then you'll have to upgrade. But for the computer, $30 or $40 is more than enough. For the computer, your earbuds are great, but I don't like the thinking.
iPhone earbuds work really well.
They work great.
Just drape it over, you don't have to put the headphones in.
Selfie stick Best Buy, $9.99.
Okay, so yeah, then that's great. But it's just a question of going and
Quality,
taking it
yeah.
out of the package and see if it's wiggly, see if it has those lines, see if it's comfortable with it, because they're not a lot of money, and they're easy to find now.
So you focused on videoing you, so you're selling your community, lifestyle, real estate, whatever. I'd like to use video, like I'd love to interview a client, why they're moving, what they love best about their
Sure.
house, or.
Sure.
But then you often have two people,
Yeah.
so you need.
That gets a little more
microphone thing
complicated,
doesn't
right?
work,
Well, that's when it gets a little more complicated. If you want to start adding 2 soundtracks or 2 video streams together, then you're going to have a challenge with that in iMovie or Windows Movie Maker. You're going to have to move into a more sophisticated editing program. And those are powerful systems. Like I've done the testimonials of people that, one of the things that we heard today, one of the niches I work is stone homes. I do stone homes all over Ontario, right? When I do a stone home, I don't list for less than 12 months. You know, like this is they don't want to list for 12 months. I don't even take it. You know, I want to answer the phone. Can you imagine if you the market where they want to sell? Move out of your house for a week and a half, and I'll sell your house for you. And I just can't believe it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, right.
but it's but I
Well, and you know that price of the home he's sending it around, $719,900.
It's good.
We're talking about lakefront in Sarnia. He's talking about like a humongous house with indoor pool and 4-car garage and on the water.
I know, it's amazing. It's amazing. But see, that's the thing.
Van did one of those for me. It was like a little.
So you take you take that video where you interview someone, and again have them tell their story, right? Think about how you want to frame that, and that's powerful stuff. I use them a lot. There's no limit to what you can do with it, but that's a little more sophisticated. So that's going to require a little heavier editing.
Get a Mac.
Yeah.
Stymied.
Yeah, well, and again, if you're doing that kind of video, imagine you're doing 2 or 3 videos simultaneously. So when I do that, I'll have my camera on the person who's talking, and I'll have a lavalier on that person attached to the camera, and then I have I don't know if I was with me or not, I have a little MP3 player, right? A digital MP3 player, great sound. I'll take this and turn it on and put it on the table. And then the other party will be talking, right? And then if I'm using my iPhone to shoot the other party, I'll use my iRig microphone. We saw that last time, right?
Yeah, my head
Right?
hurts.
So it's complicated. But if you just take a minute and set it all up, then everyone just talks. Just make sure everything's on.
Yeah.
And just have everybody talk. And then you have to start editing. And then, it's more complicated. You know, I would suggest to you that they're wonderful, powerful tools, but it's not something to try.
Yeah.
Don't set the bar that high the first time.
Actually, you can get a mic like David has here that you can actually set to take just directional, omnidirectional.
Yeah.
So you've got 3 people around, you can just put it in the middle and it'll adequately pick up everybody and you can do it. And then you can pan the video or just have your
And
digital
there are
camera and your
small ones like that,
iPhone.
eh?
And then all you have to do is edit the video.
Like that microphone, there are some that are
Absolutely,
like way
absolutely.
big,
There's all
like
kinds
this
of
big.
options.
Like
So
they're small with
if
about
you want to see it,
20, 30 feet of
we're
force.
recording with 2 cameras right now. One is on the monitor, one is on the guest speaker, using same program, and there's just 2 timelines on
You
it.
have to run them
Yeah,
together.
you want to see it afterwards, this is how it's done.
Sure.
We're doing it right this moment.
Did you say he went through hell and blood, sweat, and tears to get that transcribed on the last
Well,
one?
just,
first
that's
one.
because it's a long video, they're like an hour, we've got 3 hours worth
That's
of
right,
videos.
that's right.
It takes a long time to do.
But so when you start though,
We appreciate
don't set the
it.
bar that high to begin with, or you'll get frustrated. So make the first couple easier and cleaner, you know, like without any editing in the middle. Just practice your message, practice your technique, practice looking at the camera. Get comfortable doing that, you know, and there's a learning curve. You're not gonna be, you know, it's not gonna be like great stuff right out of the gate. But even the bad ones are powerful. It's really, as they get good, it really becomes exponential. It's what they can do.
The
Hey,
easiest-
thank you so much. Nancy, do you have a question for Dave?
Do we have to workshop on this on our application?
Yeah,
Or
we can
actually
put.
do
Well, that would be a good idea.
We always did the last
We did that a few
We tried that,
invitationals
yeah.
back. I think Bonnie was the one who did it and Chuck, yeah, it's possible.